The Arken EP-5 is one of the most sought-after optics under $700, and like the rest of you, I've been wanting to get my hands on one since I got a sneak peek at SHOT Show this year, but except for a lucky few, they've been sold out all year. Well, finally, they're back in stock, and I have one, and we're going to take a look at it on this episode of Moondog Industries. Alright, this is the Arken EP-5, and I have been waiting for this for quite some time. Quite anxious and excited to be getting this finally. And we got some packaging here. We got some stickers from Arken. We have a little kit that includes Allen wrench and a lens cleaning microfiber cloth there. The Allen wrench you're going to need for adjusting the sights in terms of setting the zero stop there. Oh, 2 sets of stickers, by the way. Comes with an owner's manual, so definitely read the owner's manual to get all the information you need. And in addition to getting the EP-5, I also opted to get the Precision Pack. You get a set of 34mm scope rings because the Arken EP-5 is a 34mm tube. And it comes with flip-up sights, so if you don't like the bra that came with your EP-5, these are deluxe flip-up sights. The outside is silicone rubber, so that provides a full watertight seal against the elements with a throw lever. And in addition, nice to have, they included a Hoorag, Arken branded, and they included a hook and loop morale patch. So that's what you get in the Precision Pack. All right, so let's take a look at this. This is our lens cap bra there, and we have our nested sunshade. But look at that. Look at that baby. Look at this beast here. This is the EP-5. I got a chance to see this at SHOT Show, and I was anxious. I've been anxious to get my hands on this thing. But it has been months until I could get a hold of one of these. They've been out of stock for so long. At least since January, when they finally were selling them in February. I still couldn't get my hands on them. So now it is late August when I'm recording this, and that's how long it's taken me to get one of these. But I am so glad that I have. So let's just take a look at this. The turrets are the same on both the EP-5 and SH4. The main difference, well, the difference between the two is in the glass. This has ED glass, so we're going to test that out in a bit later. But it is an illuminated scope. The illumination is through this dial here. There are 6 settings for illumination and off in between them. And the battery cap has the logo on it. And the parallax goes from 25 yards to infinity. And of course, these are just these are approximates, because you shouldn't be using your scope as a rangefinder. These markings are just to give you a reference as you're dialing. Always look, because your focus is going to depend on your magnification as well as your distance, and also your reticle focus. So that's going to throw things off in terms of the focus that you're getting from your parallax. So anyway, we have our turrets, and this is what Arken is really known for. They're very large, oversized, and super clear in terms of its printing. They really designed this for long-range shooters. So let's just listen to that. Plenty loud and very tactile positive. No slop at all. In fact, the windage is probably a little bit louder. There you go. And they are resettable. You just unscrew these set screws here to loosen it up, to re-zero it. And you can also unscrew all of these and set the zero stop. There's a steel bar on the inside, and that zero stop, when you cinch that screw down, it will stop. Like there, right there. It will not, and it is consistent. So let's see how this turns. Power power wheel turns smoothly, nice and smooth, good firmness, so you're not going to be accidentally changing that. And let's just feel that ocular or fast focus, smooth, butter smooth. All right, so let's take it out to the field and take a look through the scope and see what we can see and check out that illumination. And we're looking at the peak of Mount Davidson, approximately 1,300 yards away. And we're looking through the scope at its lowest power setting of 5, just to get our best image quality through the scope itself. And you can see that just the differences in the color and the brightness of the real sky versus the sky we're looking at inside of the scope image. And we are losing a little bit of the color saturation, but overall, really good image. And let's bring it up to its maximum of 25, and when we do that, we're just magnifying all of the faults in the glass. And let's see what we can see here. Actually pretty good. There's no shift in point of aim, and there wasn't any shift in focus, and no appreciable shift in or loss of our eye relief. There was always going to be a little bit of loss as you bring up the magnification, but this is fairly minimal. And we can see some really good details here at this distance. That white object peeking through the bushes there to the left of the center reticle, that is a trail marker sign, about 5-6 feet tall, and the top of that is a 30-inch metal sign, which is a good proxy for a steel target at this distance. Next, let's head to the range and set up some reference targets at 100 yards. And while we're walking back, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps because it tells the AI that this is good content. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's absolutely free, and it helps you because it tells the AI that this is the kind of content you like watching, and it'll suggest more videos like this instead of, say, cat videos. Unless that's your thing, you know, no judgments. And if you like to watch things other than guns and ammo, well, I got you covered there too. Check out my other channel, Moondog R&D, a channel focused on gadget reviews, photo and video gear, you know, geeky stuff. While there's no targets on the stands, I thought this blank background would be a good place to show you what the illumination looks like. Now, I'm still adjusting the camera mount and the ocular focus, so pardon the slightly blurry reticle at this point. And let's see, we've got 1 off, 2 off, 3, and of course we're already getting to see 4 off, 5 off, and 6. So this is as bright as it is. It seems plenty bright for very low light or twilight situations. Not quite daylight bright, but still plenty bright. And I like the fact that only the very, very center cruciform part of the reticle is illuminated, the center dot, so to speak, because that really helps eliminate the kind of bloom that you get when you get a cheaper scope that illuminates the entire field of view. So that's what it looks like at low power. Okay, we're at the range and we have our reference targets up at 100 yards, and we're looking at it through the scope at its lowest power setting of 5. And let's just slowly bring this up to 25, and we can see that we didn't see a shift in point of aim, no shift in focus, and no change in the eye relief, which is about 4 inches, which is a fair amount of space. So first, let's just take a look at the amount of range of adjustments we get in terms of elevation here, and Arkens are known for having quite a bit. And what you're seeing here of it getting darker, that has nothing to do with necessarily the view from the scope. That's just an artifact of the position of this camera rig. So that is as much as we're going to get from the top. And as we go to the bottom, and there we are, bottomed out. So quite a bit of range of adjustments there. So let's just bring this back to 0. And now let's just see how much windage we can adjust for. So that's more than a full view's worth on the right. And let's just see how far we can get to the left. Yeah, that's it. So again, full view's worth at its maximum, and we'll just bring that back to 0. And yeah, we're right back. So in a sense, we've also already done our box test, but let's just do that just for thoroughness here. So I'm going to do a full rotation on elevation, a full rotation on windage, and a full rotation back on elevation, and a full rotation back on windage, and we are right back where we started, so we've totally passed the box test. Let's do our nipple twister test. Going to my buddy Cyclops Joe, where we just turn the hell out of these turrets. And we're going to see if it'll return back to the 0 on the turrets. And yep, we're back. So, pass the nipple twister test. Let's look at a digital still image so we're not distracted by heat shimmer, and I've applied a small 1.5 digital zoom. Now, looking at the paper target on the left, we can clearly make out the 22 holes on the reactive sticker target on the center there. But we can also make out a hole below that sticker target and another hole at the bottom edge of the paper. A lot of scopes don't get that kind of detail. Now, looking at the US Air Force optical resolution chart on the right, I can make out both horizontal and vertical lines down to element 6 and group -1. That's better than some spotting scopes I've reviewed. Just a quick note about some of the reflections you're seeing in the eyepiece here. That's of the lighted area behind me. Now, when you're looking through a scope through your naked eye, most of your head is blocking a lot of that rear light bleed. That isn't the case when you're taking photos with a camera. Now, the Arken, like many other scopes, loses brightness and contrast when you dial it up to its maximum magnification. That's pretty common with all but the highest, most expensive scopes, so that's not unusual. What is unusual is that I don't see any purple fringing. Here, this photo better illustrates this. There's really no chromatic aberration, no purple fringe to speak of. Maybe the barest hint at the very top of the image. And it's pretty good sharpness from the center all the way out to the outer edge, so that says something about the quality of the EP-5 glass. Alright, what do I think of the EP-5? Do I think it's as good as a $2,000 or $3,000 Loophole, Nightforce, Zeiss, or insert high-end name brand here? No. To be honest, I can't tell you that it is because, I haven't dropped this thing from a helicopter. I haven't shot a 50 caliber round from 1,000 yards away. But what I can tell you is that for a scope that has a street price of about $600, this is a damn fine scope. So yeah, it does live up to the hype. And if you're interested in picking one up yourself, well, they're now available from a number of online retailers. And I have links in my full written article on my blog at moondogindustries.com. So check that out. You'll find a link in the video description. And tell me what you think. Do you own an EP-5? Do you own a Zeiss or a Loophole or Schmidt & Bender or what have you? How does it compare to the EP-5? Leave me a comment. And finally, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons before jumping off to the next video. Thanks again for watching. Be safe. Moondog, out. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please share it on forums, Facebook, Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, MeWe, whatever social media you're on. And if you want to see all of my videos, check out moondogindustries.com.